Hello and welcome to Table Scraps. I'm Ben Mandelker. I'm your host. If you're listening to this, you're thinking to yourself, I thought I had subscribed to Game Brain. You have. You're in the same place. You're in the right place. This is the Game Brain feed. There's no new Game Brain episode, though, this week. In the meantime, though, I've been playing around on YouTube, and I launched this series, Table Scraps, which is just me on YouTube talking with a friend about board games and having a fun time with it, whatever's on our mind. So I figured there's no new Game Brain episode, so why not give some table scraps instead? The object of the exercise is not to flood this feed with table scraps. It is just to provide something since there's nothing. So here we are. And by the way, if you like table scraps, be sure to go over to YouTube and like and subscribe, as all the good influencers say. But for real, like and subscribe, leave comments. And in terms of what's going on with the table scraps, will there be audio only options? I don't know. Maybe I don't know what's going to happen. Will I release it also the audio as a podcast? Will be on this feed? Will be on a different feed? I don't know. But for right now, we're going to have fun with it. And here are 2 episodes back to back with me and Paul shooting the shit about board games. Do we make a lot of sense? Not really, but that's beyond the point. Welcome to Table Scraps.
Welcome to Table Scraps.
Hi, Paul.
Hey, Ben.
How's it going?
It's going good.
Yeah? You ready to do another Table Scraps?
I'll see what falls off the table.
Yeah. Well, I've got a scrap.
You got scrap?
I've got a scrap to talk about. I was thinking about something.
Not a beef, but a scrap.
It's not a beef. It's definitely not a beef. It's just something I was curious about. I don't know where it came from. By the way, I just want to point out to those people who are watching. First of all, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. It's like that's the protocol for YouTube. Mm-hmm. But second of all, the way this is arranged with the microphones and this table is that, like, if we want to drink something, we have to either go like under the microphone and bring it around. It's a very delicate thing.
It's slickness.
The next step will be to get a little side table here, so that way coffee can come in and out
like
easily.
A circular side table.
Yeah, maybe, as opposed to like a weird, thing here, a little Cirque du Soleil to get the coffee. But I have a pressing game question.
Scrap.
Game night question. Yes, sure. Okay. My question is, on game nights, when you want to get your way, when you want to play the game that you want to play, what cards can you play, and and I'm not talking about playing cards, but like, what's the best card, what's the worst card, or should we rank the cards? I want to talk about the cards people play.
Do you have problems with this, Ben? Games that you want to play and you want to see what the optimal card strategy is?
I want to know what card I can use. People pull a lot of cards to say, guys, I want to play this game because of X, Y, and Z. And I kind of want to talk about the cards people play and which ones we think are like that's a good card, or like you always have to obey that card, or like I want to talk about how frequently you can play those cards,
or maybe if some cards are OP,
and which cards like also drive you nuts.
Sure, I hear you.
Okay, what's your favorite card to play?
Well, I'm a person who is very forthright.
Yes.
So I prefer people to go, hey, I want to play this.
Okay. So you're playing the forthright card.
That's right. That's the forthright card is like what I tend to go, I want to play this.
Right.
And so the difficulty with forthright is a finesse play. It's more finesse than you think, because you have to say it in a way that people go, okay, sure.
Yeah.
There are ways to use this card. You can boost it. We're gonna get real crazy. You can boost it with social capital.
Oh yes, that's a callback to another episode that we did.
But if you don't boost it, you want to with social capital, you just go, oh, I want to play this game. I think it would be great for the group. That's my favorite.
So
card.
You're doing it's the altruistic card of, I'm playing the card of like, guys, I think we should play this because I think it's gonna be great for the group.
I think you can't go into it without the subtext of going like, I want to play this game.
Right. But you're kind of guilting everyone. You're basically saying like, guys, if you don't choose, I mean, every card is going to be a guilt play no matter what.
Sure.
But you're also kind of saying, guys, if you choose not to play this game, you're basically not in favor of our group having more cohesion.
Well, I would say that like that is an interpretation.
Okay.
It need not be the only interpretation. Like I go, hey, game, Ben, you know what? I want to play the cost today. I think it'd be a really good time to play the cost right now.
Yeah.
And if you are, I think that helps with people who are in the undecided to like maybe not into the cause right now, but can be persuadable. They have to be in the persuadable camp.
Yeah.
So what I found is, and I'll stop after this, like I feel that like most people don't know what they want to play.
Right.
So what you want to go into is like create a consensus with the persuadable people, much like Krobakai, early and often, like, you know. And then the people who have other games they want to play but didn't have the strike first, strike fast mentality are now fighting uphill.
Right. I think this is all nice and well and good. I think you're giving a good, a nice discussion about like how you should approach persuading people to play a game. I'm not talking about how do you persuade people. I'm saying you're not even persuading. You were saying we're playing this game, and I'm telling you I'm playing this card right now. This is why we're playing my game tonight.
So the discussion is basically you're going to get your game played. What's the best way?
Yeah. Okay. So here's a card. Here's a very standard card, which is, guys, I've been trying to get this game played for 6 weeks in a row.
How's that worked out for you, Ben?
Well, no, but we're going to talk about that. So one card is the guilt of like like my turn card. Like, hey, we played your games 5 weeks in a row. I want to play my game tonight. So how do you feel about the my turn card? Do you think is that a strong card? Is that a good card? Is that an effective card?
I think that card is not as effective in our group as you'd like to think. And not you specifically, one would like to think.
Yeah.
I think it's not effective because we have the idea of collaboration and collaborative choice.
Yes. And by the way, I have to say that in our group, I feel like my games I get mine to the table actually pretty frequently now. So I think I've relinquished that card annoyingly. I love that card.
What do you do when you kill the card in set collection?
It's like you
deck building.
You
purge
the card. It or something. I'm like actually really bummed. Like God, I love being the simpering one to be like, guys,
the haven't played
my now I can't snivel. I get to play my games.
Yeah. No. So I think that card is not as effective in a group that has a collaborative, like we just want to play a game. We want to play a game that everyone wants to play.
I know, but I think actually it is like the whole point is like, guys, we've had these collaborative discussions and it's been 6 weeks and I never get to have my gameplay. I think it's like we've had our diplomatic moments and we've all discussed, but like, guys, I want to play my game now. This is my game now.
See,
I'm pulling I'm overlooked card. I'm overlooked my turn card. It's Rose's turn card.
Okay, I don't think that has historically worked out for you.
So you don't think that's a good card to play? It's not about me. I'm just saying in general. Is that a good card to play?
I think that card requires like a certain level of social capital. Like for example, let's say Dimitri tries that card all the time. Oh, yes. I haven't played Teach You.
Yeah,
and we haven't played Teach You in years.
Why do you think so you think that if Dimitri had more social capital, he could pull that card? So he's like he can't play that card until he fills up his tank.
Fills
up his tank. Well, what does he have to do to fill up the tank so that way he can play the card?
I think what he has to do is basically play games in such a way that people go like, oh man, that was so fun playing with Dimitri.
God, it's so unfun playing with Dimitri.
There's a difference between like, oh, we had a great time playing versus we had a great time playing because of X.
I would say this, and this is not a referendum on Dimitri, but sure, let's make it a referendum. I'm just kidding. No, and for those who are watching, Dimitri is in our game group.
Yeah.
I think in general, whether it's Dimitri or not, if you find yourself trying to play why can't we play any of my games? I would say the remedy for that is when you play games with other people, you play with high enthusiasm and you play like you want to be an active, not just like I'm filling a role at the table, I'm a player, but like I want to be part of this experience and I'm going to contribute in a big way socially, and and this is not necessarily Dimitri, I'm just saying anyone, if you are proving like I want, like you selected this game I know you want to play this game, so therefore I'm going to try to make this as fun of an experience as possible. I'm going to be all in, buy in with this game. So therefore it's like, wow, you know, that was such a fun game, and they really were so fun. Like, I feel like they should. What game do you want to play now?
Or it could be some version, yes, or go like, oh, that was really fun playing with X person. Oh, look, we can play their game because they're going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's like the fun is the guarantee, the reassurance that like, I'm not going to waste the next 2 hours.
Yeah. So if you're going to do the my turn, if you're going to do pull the my turn card, that means it probably is fair for any card, but I think the my turn card, you have to be like a person at the table who is like really all in and fun, and you're not like annoying, and you're proving that like you deserve a turn.
Well, no, I think that like you can use it anytime, and it can work depending on where people are at.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like it works without penalty if you are if you rank at least moderate on the fun meter.
Yeah. I think that's what you got to do. How often can you pull the my turn card?
I don't think you can pull it as often.
Yeah.
Because the moment that you pull it up 2 in a row, like not 2 in a row, but 2 in recent memory, people are going like, oh, that person's selfish. Mm-hmm. And that drops fun.
Yeah.
So like
you have to use it like, I think safely the my turn is like maybe once every 6 sessions.
Yeah,
I think 6 sessions. You could even do 4 sessions. Mm-hmm. It also depends on the game group size. If you're a group of 4, mm-hmm. then there could be a reasonable expectation that now you've gone around the horn, mm-hmm. everyone's gotten to play something. Mm-hmm. But definitely by 6, by 4 is when like you should expect to be able to maybe get to choose a game. And then like I think though by 6 sessions, mm-hmm. you now have a grievance enough that you can say, okay, I was due 1, 2 ago, and I was cool about it, but now I'm playing my card. It's my turn. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's the my turn card.
Yeah. What? I think a card that I don't use very often, but I think has a lot of power is like, I've had a really bad day.
The bad day card.
What's up, man? Oh, my cat died.
Mm. Well, I mean, first of all, you've nested in a second card in there, which is the death card.
But it's a subcategory of bad day.
Yeah.
And I think the bad day card, by the way, this works with life, guys.
Yeah. By the way, bad day card is really...
In fact, all these cards work with life. It doesn't have
Most
to
of them do. Most of them do. I mean, I don't think that the my turn card is not... That my turn card could work for like if you're in a choosing restaurants.
Use according to the appropriate context.
Yes.
But right now, bad day card, like almost... If you're in good standing with the group, you don't even have to be high fun. If you're in good standing with the group, it almost always works.
Yeah. Bad day card is actually really strong in its simplicity.
Mm-hmm. But here, and the reason why it works, I believe, is because in the end, to go against the my bad day card means like the person has to say, I don't care about your bad day.
Yeah. But be careful how you use that bad day card. Because if you say, guys, I had a bad day, today. Like I bought this brand new carpet and then I stained it. I dropped some coffee on it and I'm just so upset because I was looking around for that carpet forever and I finally got it and I stained it. And people will be like, okay, well, they're pulling the bad day card, so we'll let them play a game. But like as bad days go, this is not that bad of a day. It's an annoyance.
You're abusing the bad day.
Use it, which means you might not get a good.
That's right.
The bad day thing. You actually are spending social capital on that one. Be careful with your bad days.
It's a bad day, guys.
If you got fired, free reign.
That's right.
Free reign, right?
They didn't have the Bentley I wanted, so I had to go for the coupe instead of, I don't even know if Bentley comes in coupes, but
if you got into a car accident, like bad day, like that works.
I think that is
you have to use it in good faith. That's what it is. You have to use a bad day card in good faith.
I like that. I don't know if it works with strangers. Like, let's say you go to a meetup, man, I had a bad day. I want to play, exploding cats. Kittens, like, I don't think that works. I don't think you get to call it because like bad day requires that you have a pre-existing relationship.
I don't know. I think that like there's certain bad days that like I think a stranger would appreciate. I think What I do think though is that if you're the sort of person that goes up to strangers, sits down with them and say, "I've had a bad day," like you should maybe look at yourself and like, why are you saying this to strangers?
Right. Just to get your game played.
That's really, like what I read in a magazine once that may have been the same magazine where I learned about monologuing. But if someone asks you, "How are you doing?" no matter how fatigued you are, never, ever, ever say tired. Just because then no one knows what to do with that. It's like, oh, okay, well, I hope you wake up or whatever. Or, so no one knows how to answer that. People want you to say, "How you doing?" "Oh, I'm great." And then you could say, "Hey, I'm doing great. I mean, I'm exhausted from last night, but like, you know what, whatever. Da, da, da. And then you can have the conversation. But if you just say tired, then it's like, okay. And that's kind of the same vibe. Like, "Oh, hey, nice to meet you. Oh yeah, so cool that we got to this meetup. Like, so what should we play?"
Eeyore.
"I've had a bad day."
Eeyore.
Yeah. I've had a bad day. But you can actually frame it. You can say, "Honestly, I know we just met. I had a really shitty day, and
I spilled some coffee on my new carpet."
It would make me really happy if we could play this game. Would you guys please indulge me?
That's right. Menifer.
Yeah. I think if you've got a weak case for the bad day, I think you have to kind of like acknowledge and say, "I'm playing this card, and I acknowledge it's over something petty, but I actually just really, really need this right now."
It requires the generosity of people. You're banking on that.
Yeah. Well, it's the card that spends no social capital.
Whoa.
And is
cheap.
Totally undeniable.
Cheap OOP.
But can only be used once a year. It's the birthday
Arbor
card.
Day? I mean, birthday card?
Birthday card.
Sure. Yeah.
Birthday card's great. Birthday card because you can use it without any strings attached, but you only get it once a year.
I in my board game group, our board game group.
Yes.
Many times it's been my birthday and just denied.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the last thing you were denied on for your birthday card?
I don't remember, but probably Indonesia.
Oh, this past year you were denied on that?
I don't think. I think historically it's become a joke to not.
I would honestly, if you pulled the Indonesia birthday card on me, I would play Indonesia
sure.
with
But
you.
you're a decent person.
Well, I think the birthday card has to be honored at all times.
Like it's like a good Carvel coupon.
Yeah. No, the birthday card is the most sacred card of all. You only get to use it once per year. So you have to honor people on their birthday card. But what would be tricky is, what if two people have the same birthday? Then what do you do?
Then this world explodes.
Then you have to have, I think if in that case, the world explodes. I think if two people have the same birthday, then there have to be kind of like two sessions or a longer game night. And like that birthday card, like it still gets to be used. Like it's like, I still haven't used my birthday card yet.
I don't know what you're talking about, Ben. Obviously it's like war. There's a war. Then you go, you put some stake in, and then you flip the next card. Oh, I have a bad day. Like I didn't get to play my game last time. And then you just keep on going through your various cards.
Well, now here's a question. Okay. Here's a question.
Yeah.
How long does the birthday card last for? If you can't play on your birthday, how long before the birthday card expires? Is it like Starbucks where you have like 4 days, or is it one of those things where it's within that month? It's like, if you were traveling for 2 weeks, let's say it was your birthday and you traveled for 2 weeks. Oh, here.
You got it.
Okay. It's your 50th birthday.
50th birthday.
Or a milestone birthday.
Travel back in time.
You made something for me to look forward to.
Yep.
In 15 years.
That's right.
You go to Italy and you have this amazing 2.5 week vacation in Italy to celebrate turning 50. And there's photos everywhere and you're posting on Instagram and everyone knows and you're having the best time of your life. You come back 2.5 weeks later and game night happens and you say, "Guys, I want to pull the birthday card. I'd love to have, I want to play Indonesia." Is that birthday card still valid? It's because it's been both 2.5 weeks and you've had a very showy demonstration of how much fun, like you've had a lot of fun, wonderful experiences. Is it like a little too greedy to, after going to Italy and climbing to the top of Capri and plucking lemons and going to make your own pasta class?
You're painting an image.
I'm painting an image. Mystery. And then you come back while everyone's been stuck in the cold and miserable and sad. And then you say, "Guys, I want to use my birthday card." Do people say, "Fuck you," or they say, "Sure"?
Like are you greasing it with social capital, or are you just going to be a jerk about it?
Let's just take social capital out of it for right now. Okay, just go with your gut. If someone says that to you, your gut says,
for me, I would say, sure, why not?
I think I would too.
but that being said,
I would capitulate.
That being said, I think a lot of people would resent it.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying I wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would.
But to answer your
if it was within the same week, I think it'd be okay. But now it's been 2.5 weeks later, and I would feel like, oh, you're really trying to extend this moment. It's like people who say it's my birthday month.
Yeah, like I think a week is actually the time frame.
However,
not even a week. It's like it's your birthday and then the next session that you're at. That's where you get it.
But if you plan a birthday gaming session, and you're like, and you message out to everyone, hey everyone, I'm going away for 2.5 weeks, but like when I get back, I want to have a birthday gaming session on such and such date. I think you've actually
carved out.
You've actually resuscitated. You basically put like a life preserver on your birthday card. I think that's how you do it.
Okay, great.
But I think if people assume that your birthday window is over and then you decide to be like, hey, I'm pulling my birthday card, that's not going to work out.
Yeah, no, I think right.
Mm-hmm. Which actually brings up another card.
Oh.
The other card is, hey guys, I'm going out of town for 2.5 weeks.
Oh, people use that. In fact, that
gets used a lot.
That gets used a lot.
I have never been able to use it successfully. I'm not going to lie.
Well, you're not very skilled with this card.
I'm bad with. So there's two ends of this card. We'll discuss them one at a time. Okay. There's the I'm going out of town for 3 weeks card, and then there's the I just got back and I haven't played games for 3 weeks card. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm bad at both of those. I have failed. I've tried to use the, I've not played for 3 weeks and I've been rebuffed multiple times. People just like shrug. So my question is this: am I using the card wrong, or is it just not a strong card? Let's start with the I'm about to go out of town for 3 weeks card.
I'm about to go out of town for 3 weeks. We play a card. I think at the table, I'm not one to criticize gameplay, but since we're here, with our group,
cards, listen, we're laying out all the cards
on the table
scraps.
I think ultimately you have a hesitant play style. I think you.
Oh, in terms of like playing cards, like these cards.
Yes, like I think you want consensus first.
Because I hate playing I hate playing a card. I feel like it's so.
But this is
rude.
a deck builder, Ben. This
is not rude. It's not rude. It's just I feel like it should be a last resort.
And I think that I think that what happens is like when this comes about, like the conversation or the focus has already moved away from like the grace period of like what people are asking. That's why the straightforward card, the frontal attack, assault is always my preference because it gets in front of the conversation. It starts a primacy. It's like the moment you set like let's say I'm selling a game and you ask me how much is it worth, and what do you want to sell it for? I go $15 million. It starts, but then we get down to it and you go like, oh, you know what, Ben, I really like you.
Yeah.
$200.
200.
Like, as ridiculous as that sounds, you're like going, well, I mean, like if it was 50, like I'm getting a great deal.
Wait, so tell me how this relates to me playing my card. I'm like, this is interesting. Wait,
what happens is like someone has already set up, like I want to play Tribune or El Grande or something that is not your favorite. And we're already in there. And then all of a sudden you go like, oh,
wait, they've already set it up on the table?
No. Oh. It's in the ether. It's in the discussion.
Oh, okay. And by the way, a side question. If you come to game night and someone's already set up a game on the table, is that considered a card or just a manipulation?
I think that,
given that cards are manipulations. I
think that it is presumptuous if you have a collaborative game night to set up a game that hasn't been discussed.
Yes.
The moment that someone is already, we're going to play Andromeda's Edge. If it's in there, it's already set up. I'm talking more about play that now. I will say that, like, on occasion, what I've seen is like we walk in a game set. We don't have to play this. Yeah, and I think that has, that's a thumb on the scale, but not.
Okay, so getting back to the proper cards.
I think the conversation has already moved past your point to use the card. I think you use it too late.
See, yeah, I guess so. Because, I think so how would you use is that you walk through the door and say, everyone, I'd like to make an announcement. I'm going out of town for 2.5 weeks. I'd like to play this game. Or is it one of those things where you say, hey, this is a game I'd like to play, and then someone else says, or we could play this game, or we could play this game, or we could play this game, and then it comes back to you and you say, everyone, I just want to say, I'm going out of town for 2.5 weeks. I'm not going to be able to game. I would love to play this game right now.
That is not the way to play the game.
See, that's how I do it. So
I know.
So tell me, show me the way to play that card. I don't know how to play it.
We sit down and go, hey, oh my God, what you been up to, Ben? Blah, blah, blah. How's dinner? Blah, blah. I go, so what are we going to play? Hey, I'm going to be gone for 3.5 weeks, and I think I really want to play this game. I think this is going to be great for us. But I think I'm going to be gone for 3.5 weeks. So that discussion, you set up the primacy of Ben is going to be gone, and this is our last chance to play with him for a while.
Yes.
But because the primacy starts the other way, what kind you want to play? You started in an arena of we're all discussing games, and then when you play your card, it seems like I'm putting
my finger on the scale much the same way.
It feels like a dirty trick.
Yeah. Well, most of the cards are dirty tricks. Let's be honest.
I don't know. Not if you're straightforward about it. It's only you add this weird. If you're this is the way that you're describing it is this is how introverts see.
I think the cards are almost all dirty tricks.
Okay, yeah.
Because I think there's a difference between playing a card versus making a request or sharing, hey, this is how sort of saying this is what I'm in the mood for. Just because you say you're in the mood for something, or just because you say, ugh, I've had a tough day. Can we just play something light or whatever? That's not necessarily the same. A card is kind of there's back and forth, and you want to pull the trigger on something that's going to move the needle towards you. I think, and so I think they're kind of all. Not malicious, but they are kind of all dirty tricks.
Well, so here's the thing. The question is, did you really have a bad day? Are you really going to be gone for 3 weeks? Because if the answer is all this, you're just asking your friends for what you need. That's not a dirty trick. That's having healthy boundaries.
Yes, exactly. But I'm saying that if you say, well, that's the thing. I think that if you enter and you say, oh, everyone, I'm about to go out of town for 2.5 weeks, so do you guys mind if I put in a special request to do the game? Yeah, I guess that is a card still more than an ask. I don't know. The line between an ask and a card, I think when we talk about people playing cards in life, there's an element of I'm not getting my way, so I'm gonna pull out this trick, a special card that's gonna say, aha, I'm stopping all the conversation because I'm pulling out this card, and now we have to do it my way.
Oh, see, this is and I like that. I like you brought that up. Because I feel I see you do that all the time, Whereas I go oh, everyone there is no one above being managed.
Yes,
people need to be managed. I want this thing. I'm going to manage the situation. So I get to play. You know what, guys? I'm going to be gone for 3 weeks. I would very much like to play one of the games we're going to play now. Let's play Gaia, because I would really love it if people want to play Gaia. Have I manipulated the situation?
No,
of course I have.
Well, you have. Yes, you have, but not manipulative. You're not manipulated it in a nefarious way. You've just done a standard.
I've been very straightforward. I've expressed my needs, and if people are maneuvered into doing what I ask, it's because I'm an amazing person. I've always been an amazing person, and it's because I was honest.
So then, what are the cards that I am guilty of playing a lot? Do you think?
I think the one you go to a lot is I just bought this game. I haven't got to play it.
I was gonna say that card. I actually was gonna ask this game just arrived today card. So even though there's been a lot of discussion about we're gonna play this game, it's but this game just arrived today card, and then you're
I think that is an overrated card.
That is I guess I do use it.
I think a lot of people, especially those who buy games, which we appreciate,
yes,
very much so. I think what happens is this just arrived. But we've already had a discussion about where this is. if you are forthright about it in the beginning, goes, hey guys, it's just arrived. I really want to play this. Because there are people who use that card to great effect.
Yes.
And you are not one of them.
No, I don't think I'm very good at playing cards.
No.
I really don't. I really don't. I think I play them. I don't think I'm effective with them. And I probably annoy people. Like, there goes Ben trying to play a card again. Like, I am really bad at playing the cards. I'll tell you the card that I really, for some reason, I can't do. And I would think that I could do it. But I have not been able to successfully do the, I've not been able to play a game for 3.5 weeks. Like, hey, I'd like to play this game. Where I feel like I'm actually very upfront.
Yeah,
like, hey, it's been 3.5 weeks. I haven't played this game. I'd love to play this game. And people will be like, nope, sorry, we're going to do this game instead. And that's happened multiple times to me. And I don't know what, I feel like I'm following all the rules for good card play.
No. I agree with that. Like, that is an unfortunate thing.
Sometimes the cards just don't work.
Yeah, there's no card. That the birthday card is ever that. Like, the only card that works 100% like I have a gun.
That's a very effective card.
Like, I've not seen it fail.
It will use up a lot of social capital now.
That's right. We're gonna have a good time.
Okay, the going out of town card or the coming back from out of town card. How frequently can you use that one? Because it's like, if you go out of town for 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks, and then you come back for a month, and then you go out of town again for 3 weeks, can you use it again that quickly?
Well, see, here's the trick. Like, there is actually, I believe, a 2 week, it's like there are humps. So like at 2 weeks, that's where it's maximal. I haven't seen you for 2 weeks. Let's play what you want to play.
Yeah.
But if you're gone for too long, you have to wait till like around 3 months before it comes back, because after like a month, like, you're like, oh, you were gone. And like, you don't actually get to play. That's like, it's only when people start missing you that you get like,
yeah. But I'm talking about also when you're saying you're about to go out of town. Like, you can't, how often can you pull I'm about to go out of town for 3 weeks?
Once a quarter.
Because I'm someone who goes out of town a lot.
Once a quarter.
Okay, once a quarter. Oh yeah, because I go out of town a lot, and I've been tempted to use that card, but I also feel like it's tricky. That one's a tricky card. I think that's not a strong card to play. I think the stronger card is I haven't played games, because the first one is you're playing a card on spec. You're playing on card on spec that you won't be able to play games, but like, you may go out of town but still play games. Or sometimes people will be like, I'm going to be out of town for 6 months, and then it turns out, well, give or take a few weeks here or there, and then you're like, wait a second, you abused your card ships, whatever. So I feel like, however, if someone's been out of town for 3 weeks and they're like, I haven't played a game in 3 weeks, I need to play a game tonight, can we play this? I feel like that's a much stronger card that I am more likely to honor.
I would say, like, I'm not to say that's incorrect. Like, it's a counterpoint would be the after the post trip one has more stakes to it, because like when you go in the early one, hey, I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. I play. It's minimal stakes for everyone.
Yeah.
If someone says no to you, then they go like, well, okay, fine. I guess the answer is no. Then you haven't lost anything.
Right.
You've only lost potential stuff. But now coming back, you're gonna lose. The stakes are higher.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, on your part and on their part, because now if they say no, they're going to theoretically be more jerkish.
Yeah.
And people will choose to be more jerkish rather than be manipulated at times.
Yeah. Yeah. And, it's like we have a lot of people in our group that are constantly traveling. So that's why I bring this up, because the travel card does get pulled. And I'm a big proponent of pulling that card. And I'm not very good at it.
Like, Tom's going to be gone for like a month. Like, he's gone, to his like Vietnam, Japan, Hong Kong thing. And he's going to, if he comes back in a month's time and goes, hey, you know what? I've been gone for
6 weeks.
For 6 weeks. Like, I really want to play Tribute. You know what my answer to be? No.
Well, I was going to bring that up, which is what if the card, like, so you've earned your, I haven't played a game for 6 weeks.
Yeah, sure.
Let's say, or whatever the card is, you've earned it. Like, you've just like, I just completed something really massive in my life. I want to celebrate by having a game. Let's say something like that. But if the card that they pull is like, I want to play the game that I play every single week or like all the time, do you let them have their card?
Like, I'm like,
it's like, but you always get to play this game.
So I'm going to tell you, I give people my playbook. My playbook is ultimately like, oh, if you're asking me, I'm going to give you an answer. Mm-hmm. And like, I may or may not give you consideration depending on how well you inform me of your consideration. So if the answer is like, oh, if the question is like, oh, I haven't played, I've been on vacation for a month. I haven't gotten to play, games. I want to play this game that I don't really care about. My response is like, I acknowledge that you've been gone. I see all this stuff. No.
Card denied.
That's right. Like, and if they just asked like, hey, I really want to play this game, it would be if they used the forthright, it would have a better chance.
Right. Now, question. What is the worst card that gets played against you? Every time it gets played against you, you go, what's your least favorite card to be subjected to? I know mine.
You go first. Try
to guess what my least favorite card is. It gets used by lots of people all the time.
I don't know.
Because lots of people have this card. I don't have this card, and I'll never have this card.
You're really building the suspense. I don't know.
The kid card, the children card. In life.
Because it's pet.
Oh, actually, the pet one is. Actually, I think pet card is the worst. But the children card, what I hate about it is it's like.
You picked it.
But it's like I can never say no to the kid card. It's not fair to the parents. Parents go through so much shit that like when they pull the kid card, I'm like, damn it. I can't. It's the kid card always wins. It always wins. It's either like I had to bring my kids to soccer. So this or that. It's like, oh, the kid card. Especially when you don't have kids. So like, you'd be the biggest asshole in the world to be like, sorry.
I don't like the way I nullify any card is I just call it out. I go like, oh, so you're playing the kid card to me. Is that what you want to do? Which is fine. I'll capitulate as long as you want to play. Just play the kid card.
About the kid card.
And if they go, no, not that. Okay, well then we'll talk about something else next. I don't want to play this game.
Kid card. I hate the kid card mainly because I generally just don't like kids. But also so then it's like in my way it's kind of like, oh, the kids are ruining something again.
But the children are our future.
They are,
and you have to teach them well so they can lead the way.
We do need to. We actually have learned that lesson the hard way recently.
That's right.
But obviously kids are wonderful, and obviously having a family is wonderful and a wonderful thing. But damn it. Like I'm not having kids for reasons. That way I can have my leisure time. So when kids get in the way of my leisure time, I am so mad. I am so mad.
It's rough. It's
because there's nothing you can't. If someone says like, I can't do this because of I can't game because I've got to bring the kids somewhere, or there's a school play, or there's a this or that. What are you gonna say? Oh,
Uno reverse.
What are you gonna say? Don't spend time with your kids, teaching them well and let them lead the way.
You go like, oh, well, my.
It's just such a.
Well,
good
you don't
card.
have this. Well, my kids are, they were terrible today, and I had to play. Maybe we should play this instead, if you don't mind.
Well, that's the thing. So I don't have kids, so I just don't have a beautiful card. Like a kid card can be used literally all the time.
No.
I mean, I don't want it to be used ever.
Like first of all, like I'm a person who is very.
And you have to go soon, by the way. Just letting the audience know you have to leave in a few minutes.
Okay, like I'm okay playing anti any of these cards. Like I go like I don't want to do that. Like I choose not to because I don't normally care about the games we play. But in truth, like I believe that people should just say what they want and let people evaluate. Like so if someone goes like, oh man, my kids like they pooped on the car and now my car smells like poop, and my response is like, did you clean it? Because I don't want you to be sitting here like.
So you don't have like a nemesis card? One that when it gets pulled on you're like, and it could be like you're annoyed because of either the card, you're annoyed because of the efficacy of the card, balls of the card.
There is no card that I will capitulate to if I feel I'm being manipulated. It's my control issues.
Oh, okay.
Like I go like, oh well, then
What about the race card?
Well, like I'm
like, I will not.
like like I do a great one, like oh. I'm Asian, so you know.
I also don't have the race card.
You know, like,
I have the gay card though.
Yeah, there you go. Like try and manipulate me with it, and then you'll see it. Like,
Paul, I would like to play Concordia because I'm gay. Because I'm gay, I think we should play some 18xx games. I'm just saying it right now. If you don't want to play them with me, I think it means that you're a homophobe.
And I go like, so then I would say, Ben, are you pulling the gay card?
And I would say yes.
And I go,
yes, I am.
Great. Gay denied.
Another card I have failed at.
No, I mean, it's all a matter of your group, right? Because like, you know, like the trick is to use these cards without not being invited back. You know, like, because
in an ideal world, you never have to use any cards.
Well, I mean, like in the ideal world, you're always using these cards. That's why I say, like, because you're honest with what you feel, and but you're okay with the no.
Yeah,
I think what happens is like people get so freaking thirsty about like I need to play this game, and they covet it in their house,
it's for people like me. The people who buy the games are the ones who most likely who need to play that card because they have the guilt of having bought a game and watching it sit there, and then they've read the rules and now they really want to play it and they're excited to, and you build up a whole thing in your head. So now it's like, oh, and wait, I go to game night and I can't play this game. Here comes the card. I'm reaching into my pocket.
But you should be coming into game night with card in hand, going like, "Hey,
new game card, new game and gay card combined."
And I'm gay.
New game and I'm gay.
You're like, Uno.
The gay card has more strength in June. That is Gay Pride Month for the time being.
For the time being, that's right.
But okay, well, we'll work on our cards. But you have to go.
Oh,
you're pulling the I've got another obligation
that's
card.
Right. We can keep on talking, and all of a sudden there'll be crickets on my.
Yeah, it'll be the silence card. But yeah, I think we got to the bottom of cards.
Yeah. I think these are good cards. There are probably more cards. If anyone wants to tell us about their cards that they like to use, I would love to hear about it.
Oh yeah, write about them in the comments section of our video.
After you subscribe,
and please do subscribe. Like I always made fun of people doing videos, being like and subscribe, but now I'm like, oh, I see the value in like and subscribe.
You still have the opportunity to be top 10 for subscribers.
You could be at the top of our MLM pyramid.
That's right. There we go.
Even though we have no MLM, it's just a pyramid. You could be at the top of the pyramid, and that's
right.
Great.
The subscribe pyramid.
Better be at the top than the bottom. Am I
100%,
right?
100%.
Table scraps.
Table scraps, baby.
Welcome to Table Scraps, Paul.
Hey, thanks for having me on Table Scraps, Ben.
Oh, yeah. It's such a pleasure to have you on.
Yeah.
6 times in a row.
6 times. This is number 6, everyone.
Yeah. It's so exciting.
Like, how many subscribers do we have?
I think we're up to 61, or maybe it's 15. I don't know. We could be going down, with this compelling content.
Exactly. Well, it's still your opportunity. Mm-hmm. If you want, you can start clicking, and maybe you'll be 75.
Who's going to be the 100th one? It's so exciting.
That's right.
With our slow growth of subscribers, but I think today we're going to talk about something that's going to break the internet.
Break the internet. Whoa.
It's time for Table Scraps to break.
Like we've been holding off for 5 episodes to break.
I know.
So the internet had plenty of warning.
So something very exciting is happening for the two of us. After we were finished recording this, we're going to get omakase at a fancy Japanese restaurant because I owe you a fancy meal because you helped out.
Yes, you do. Part of playing pants, like a little cash, a lot of dinner.
Yeah. So on my other podcast, Watch What Crappens, we did a big show on Broadway and Paul helped out backstage and he gets a fancy meal at a Japanese restaurant tonight as payment.
That's right. As a gratuity.
So we will gratuitously
enjoy some sushi.
This. So Table Scraps, I don't know, we every time it's chat, we just chat. And so what are we going to talk about? So I thought last night cuz I've been so excited for 48 hours for this.
Yep.
And I thought I was thinking about sushi and I was thinking about board games and then I was thinking about sushi and then I started thinking about board games and I thought, what sushi? No. Let me rephrase this. Got to make sure it sounds good so that way you can lead into a YouTube clip, right? You got to I've been studying my SEO to get that 73rd, subscriber. If games were sushi, what sushi would they be? And I thought, sure, we could talk. I could bring out my homemade like table scraps cards like I did last week. Yeah. But I thought, you know what's always fun?
Ooh,
a bowl,
a
sushi bowl,
Excellent.
So I
sushi a go.
I typed out various sushi rolls, sushi orders.
Great. Common
things you would get at a sushi restaurant. So some of it is like non-sushi actually.
Right.
But like if you went to a sushi restaurant, what would you get? I just want to say right now, Sushi Go is disqualified for being too on the nose with this game. So we will not include Sushi Go.
You know, like you are a very wise person.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Also, I figured the bowl format we could ask each other. That way, it's not just me with the cards. This way, we could just dig into it.
I love it.
I have not prepared. I don't.
This is gonna be off the cuff, everyone.
It's gonna be off the cuff. It's gonna be off the cuff. But also, we're gonna I think we're gonna talk our way. I think some of these will not be immediately obvious, and I think we're gonna try to talk
because games to sushi is like a little. It's advanced.
This is what the people want.
I'm actually. Have gotten tons of from our 61 subscribers.
Also, feel free to make commentary on the piece of sushi too. If
Great.
Okay, shall I start?
Let's do it.
Or do you want to start? Ladies' choice.
Sure, I'll go first.
Okay, you start.
Okay. Oh. Fee, if you were not watching on video, I just dropped a bowl of sushi. We're trying to get subscribers. You can't be like, that was a terrible handoff. Okay, try it again. There we go.
Just put it in the middle. Just put it in the middle and just pull out.
Okay,
pull
and we're going to put the glass there. Like,
we're going to get this all nice. We have a remote because we have a clock on the wall to make sure we are, keeping time. And the remote I should have struck this from the set, but it's here and it's with us. So.
Oh, this is pretty interesting.
What's this one?
This is a volcano roll.
Volcano roll. So obviously volcano roll is not a there's different versions of it, right?
Sure.
Certain things, there can be certain things that it's always like this. But a volcano roll, my experience, has always been kind of like one of these tall rolls. It's almost like a pile of stuff. It's like there's usually a lot of tempura in there and spicy mayos and drizzles and it's a lot of stuff. And that's pretty intense and pretty heavy. I'm going to say that's Twilight Imperium right there.
Wow.
The volcano roll is Twilight Imperium. It's big, it's heavy, it's intense. It's also silly. It cannot be taken seriously.
And I do actually really like that because
right out the gate.
Because in the end, it's just a California roll. So the mechanics are actually very simple.
Yeah, yes.
And so, but it's this hot pile of mess. It's bigger than you expect.
Yes.
And then, and it causes people some heartburn.
I one time went to All You Can Eat Sushi when I was younger, back in around 2003, 2004, when I'd go to All You Can Eat Sushi. To me, I was just this young, struggling guy in LA. And my friends and I would go to All You Can Eat Sushi. And to us, it was at that time, you pay $30 and you get All You Can Eat Sushi. And this was such a great deal that we would sit there for hours. We're we have to eat as much as we can. It was scarcity mindset.
We have to hurt our internal organs.
And we would always go in and we would always just eat so much. And so they would see us, they come in and they liked it. They're like, oh, hey, and they'd always just make us stuff. And I remember one time going in and being there for 2 hours. And my friend and I were both like, that's it. We can't do any more. And the guy, they were so nice. They were like, you know what? Here's something fun for you. And he put down a giant volcano roll. And you can't even imagine being full where you just think salmon's gonna just come out of every hole in your body, and then we had to eat the volcano. And that thing is, you have to eat everything all you can eat.
That's right. So I hear that story and I think oh, he's saying, look at these people just trying to eat me out house. You know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna volcano roll these.
We're they liked us so much. It was no, I'm gonna trauma. This is gonna be the thing that breaks them.
Trauma you.
So you agree with you say?
I like it.
Okay.
I like it particularly because it's usually California rolls, and so California rolls are easily digested or accepted, and so
right.
And the mechanics of Twilight are pretty.
It's a populist. It's a very this is, you're not going to get a volcano roll, I don't think, at most high end sushi places. This is strip mall, suburban, fun sushi that
you eat with friends.
You eat with friends.
You don't eat a volcano roll by yourself.
Well, you don't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, but I agree. Ooh, here's one.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot. I didn't write down the Japanese name for it because I forgot.
Okay.
But mackerel.
Ooh.
Tell people about mackerel because some people may not be fully aware of mackerel.
So there are various mackerels, but when I think of mackerel, I think of saba.
Okay.
Saba is basically mackerel because mackerel is a fish that like spoils quickly, what happens is like they put it in vinegar and like they cure it. And so that's what, when you order mackerel, that's generally what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Unless there's a prefix in front, like Spanish mackerel or horse mackerel. But like if you just get mackerel, it's usually going to
just
be
classic mackerel,
like Saba.
just like down, like just like your Main Street USA mackerel.
When I think of mackerel, I think of like the equivalent of like your entry stinky cheese, because it's a funky fish.
It's like your first Roquefort.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Your first Gorgonzola.
Great. I love that. And so, what is your first like entry level down and dirty game that you're like, And so, I think if I were to, I think of it as Le Havre.
Oh,
Le Havre. I'm not very good at Le Havre.
Oh, interesting.
But I think of when I think of stinky, I think of French for cheese, not for. And I think you it's the first time you get like that kind of down and dirty. It's not as perfected as say Agricola, but like but you get like the interactions in a way that like really punch you in the face.
Okay,
Le Havre. That's
Le
my
Havre.
answer.
Okay. You know what's weird? I'm not getting Le Havre off of mackerel. I'm not saying your feelings are valid. First of all, your feelings are valid.
Thank you.
But mackerel is not taking me to Le Havre. Mackerel is taking me to a weird place. For some reason, I want to say mind management. Which
like that sounds crazy to me.
So
we're gonna have some divergent opinion here.
No. But I'm not sure I'm gonna land on mind management. So to me, like I like your whole thing of it's like your your first funky fish. To me though, like mackerel is like the funky one that comes in, and I also think you sort of make it seem like a gateway funky fish. I actually don't think it's a gateway sushi. I think it's like you kind of work your way up to it. I think that like when you're starting sushi for most people, and I'll say this is like American palate.
Sure.
And of course, even that's a loaded term, but just go with it, everyone. But I think like we're going with our salmons and tunas and things like that, yellowtails, and mackerel it's funkier. Its flesh is firmer. It's a little bit like an advanced play. Is it the Great Zimbabwe? Is it a splatter game?
Wow. Well,
is it a splatter game in that like it's I don't think it's as accessible as Le Havre. Maybe splatters. Maybe that's maybe it's brass. Although brass really elevates it high.
Yeah, brass is pretty.
What's a game that's like has some? It's like a little impenetrable, but then as you play it, you grow to really love it.
Now you got me on the splatter like thing. I got like
kind of feels a little splattery. But it's not the Great Zimbabwe. Is it Antiquity? That's really heavy.
Yeah.
Is it Indonesia? Is it Horseless Carriage?
Horse mackerel carriage.
Horse mackerel carriage. Wait, maybe it's Roads and Boats.
Yeah,
I think it's Roads and Boats.
I like that because it is accessible.
Yes, and there's something familiar about it. You look at Roads and Boats, and you might even think of Catan.
Sure, I'll give it to you.
Are you okay? Because I basically talked you out of Le Havre.
Well, no, I feel like we're just changing the calibration. The calibration probably like I don't know. We'll probably get to tuna or something like that in here, but like you're saying that is probably entry level Euro kind of thing.
Yeah, I just feel like it's not. I just feel like Le Havre is like, yes, it's stinky and French. Like I guess I see the mackerel is more of a stinky fish, and stinky makes you think of cheese. Cheese makes you think of France. You get to Le Havre, so I get thematically why you went there, but
I'm looking at mackerel as first crunchy Euro, and for me, like Le Havre is one where I go, oh, this is not crunchy.
See, I wasn't thinking about crunchy. I was thinking more like funky. And the funky to me is more, it's not just that it's crunchy. It's that like, it's not that it has a heaviness or that's difficult to figure out. To me, the funkiness means that like, oh, you think you sort of know how this game works, but you really don't. And you sort of have to like learn it and play with it.
That also works too. Like,
you have to kind of like, you have to figure out some of it. That's why I thought brass, because brass, you think you know how you're going to play it when you first play it.
I think maybe when my first experience with mackerel is like, oh, I think I know what it's going to be. Yeah. And it's an oiler fish. And you're like, oh, I think it's going to be like, you're like, oh, you know what? This is actually quite nice.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna say Roads and Boats for mackerel is Roads and Boats.
So everyone, Ben has shamed me from Le Havre.
Now would be a great time to tell everyone that if you have a dissenting opinion, or if you'd like to add on to it, or if you'd like to agree, please leave a comment down below. And also subscribe. We're joking about like our subscribers, but it actually really would be helpful to us if you subscribe. So just hit the subscribe button. You don't have to do anything else. You can hide our notifications. I don't care.
That's right.
I don't care, but subscribe. But do leave a comment, because I'm not just shamelessly asking people to leave a comment for YouTube channel growth. I do want to hear what people say. I love discussions like these where people will be like, actually, if you really think about it, Mackerel is clearly, Race for the Galaxy, which actually it could be.
No.
Yes.
No. Okay.
You know what? We already settled on Roads.
That's right. Okay. Oh, wow. I knew we're going to get this, and we got it. We got number 3. Toro. Fatty tuna belly. Oh,
it's like, this is high end. This is special. This is expensive. This is when you get Toro, you eat it slowly. And if like someone's talking to you, you kind of stop talking. Yeah. Because you want to just focus intensely on the textures and the flavors and the fattiness and the oil. So something that is like special, almost like a masterpiece.
Masterpiece? What game is a masterpiece?
I mean, it could be Brass.
Could be Brass.
Brass is trickier though. I think Toro is Toro. Well, for me, Toro might be a Concordia.
Oh, you do love your Concordia.
You don't like Concordia as much as I do, but for me, I feel really good saying Toro is Concordia. Elegant, simple rule set, a lot of depth, and it's but is it a special? Is Concordia special? Concordia is a special game.
Yeah. Like I think a lot of times people feel that Toro is the premium cut.
Yeah.
And so for me, like, this basically is shorthand for what's the best game. And for me, that's going to be Avalon.
Okay.
Because it's so simple and it has depth, and I can keep on going to this again. And there's never a time where I'm going to go like, oh, yeah, I don't want the Toro. Yeah. But I think this is, but Concordia could also work.
For us, we're basically saying that Toro is sort of a stand-in avatar for like high quality special, a special moment where you just kind of want to be quiet and sort of like, and bask in its. But you know what? Are either of these describe Concordia or Avalon?
I think, you know what? I look at this, I go like, I hear us saying, I go like, I would say maybe Hegemony.
Class warfare? Wow.
And like class warfare,
because you think that's what the fish that you think that's what represents, like high end.
And I think it has like a certain depth to it, like that like it's unexpected. I think people go like, oh, it's just tuna but fatty, but you go like, you have no idea. you have no idea. Like you do not know what you're talking about.
Wow, I don't. Okay, I feel like if Hegemony gets used, I probably am not going to use it for that one.
Okay,
but I also, the one thing is though, like I do feel like Toro demands a certain amount of respect and and I don't know if either of our choices, Hegemony, I don't know if Avalon or in my case Concordia, inspire reverence because they are so
reverence. That's a good word. Okay, what game inspires reverence?
I think it's got to be like a special thing. Is it going to be another Splotter?
Is there any game that we play
when
with
you
reverence?
Pull it out? It's like, if Tom were here, if our friend Tom were here, he would probably say Democker, which I actually think is not so bad of a choice. Something that when it comes out, it feels like, in a weird way. I have a weird one. Like there's one game that I have reverence towards. So when I pull it out, I don't pull it out a lot, but when I do pull it out, I give it reverence. Arkwright.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. It is one that you have to
when you pull out Arkwright, they're like it's like a statement.
A statement
when it's out there on the table.
Okay, I'll give that to you. Like I think Hegemony is what I would go for.
You know what? And Hegemony is a statement too, and I think that in a few years, Hegemony will have that sort of.
I've always been a little bit ahead of my time.
Yeah, you haven't. I love Hegemony, by the way, for the record. Okay, here's one for you.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep, we're doing it.
You know what? I hope that by the time this is released, that I've learned enough of Apple Motion that every time we mention the Sushi piece, I can make it sort of like pop up on screen in a cute way.
Love it.
I mean, I can always put something on screen, but I want it to pop up in a fun, professional way. Maybe with the sound effect. Dare to dream. Ooh. We're going sushi adjacent.
Sushi adjacent, okay.
It's not sushi at all. But it is
Tofu?
miso soup.
Miso soup. Ooh, a starter. Something that is... Okay, I got one.
Yes.
Cockroach poker.
I like that. It takes me a moment to push past the cockroach element with miso soup. I like that. I almost feel, for me,
Sure. Like, I respect your sushi thoughts, but
there's something deceptive. Cockroach poker is a bluffing game, right? Where you're basically saying, "You've handed me this, and you have to say it," and the bluffing to me, when you take on miso soup, what is taking you to, as opposed to any other game of that size and weight? Why is it cockroach poker?
see, I think of it as a delightful opener. Like to the meal.
Okay.
Yeah, I think of it like, oh, here is something that will set the mood for the game night.
Right.
And I feel that's what miso oftentimes does.
Okay.
Unless you put the miso at night, which also cockroach poker can be played post.
Yeah.
So
You know what? I'm going to give that to you because I could sit here and try to think of like other sort of games that size that I think would also open it. But like, why bother? Like, I think cockroach poker is a good one. I guess the reason why I hedged a little bit or I pushed back a little bit was because I feel like that's a game about bluffing and deception. And I feel like miso soup is, I mean, it is cloudy, but there's something that's kind of like enrobing and enriching and satisfying about it that you're like, and I almost not worry, but I wonder, does cockroach poker give you those sensations? That doesn't even matter in this sort of game.
Well, I suppose like we just dig this a little. Is there something that gives you a warm feeling playing together? That
Yes.
miso soup, like
yes, I
that's
have.
an opener, something short that like
This is very on the nose. This is actually, I think it's too small. This is too slight, but vegetable stock, the game vegetable stock, but that's literally, it's in the name. But what about, here's what I would say. I think mine, it does involve deception, but I would say no thanks.
No thanks.
Did you ever play that game?
I have.
That's a fun one.
Sure.
It's not, but it doesn't give you, it's not, I can see it doesn't warm you the same way.
Like I'm trying to get opener plus super warm
There's
feelings.
like, what about just one or So Clover?
So Clover, I don't.
They're not really openers, huh?
Yeah, they're not openers. Yeah, just one is.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Let's just stick with cockroach poker.
Okay,
I think
great,
that's fair.
great.
I think that's fair.
Oh, here's something. Not necessarily an opener, but like oftentimes, but could be, but oftentimes sushi adjacent.
Yes.
Depending on where you are. Seaweed salad.
Ooh.
I had some seaweed salad today.
You did? On a sushi day, you were just like setting the tone.
It was more Korean kimchi-esque kind of thing. But it was only one bite. It was salty.
Seaweed salad.
We're talking about the like kind of like the translucent bright dark green
yes,
salad.
briny, bright. Okay, I think so there's two ways that we can approach this thought exercise that we're doing, which is we describe the food and then say what game matches it, or we think about the food and we think, when I eat this food, what game do I think of? It's like the association game. But I'm looking at all my games, so whatever I look at first, I'm going to associate with. Okay, so seaweed salad. I wish I could remember all my smaller games. It's like, this is a mix of association and leading down the path. This may be too aggressive of a suggestion.
Like of a flavor or
an aggressive of a game that I'm thinking of.
Okay.
But is seaweed salad the Estates?
Whoa. Whoa, that's out of left field. Wow. I can't accept that. I can't accept that. I understand what you're saying.
Because I feel like seaweed salad is going to be a game that you play in about 45 minutes,
okay,
right, to an hour.
Sure.
Right? The Estates has obviously elbows, but seaweed salad has kind of like that briny thing. It's like it's more assertive than it looks, and it gets in your teeth and can be kind of like a thing. So I was thinking, the States is probably too harsh, huh? Like way harsh tie.
I think Estates tends to, the way I play, tends to be like a feel bad, good bad,
I really wish I could see my small games. They're just like hidden. There's a door right here and so all my full board game collection is right there behind the camera. So I can see all the big games, and there's some over there. But the small games are right here, and I can't see them. And I really wish I could reference them. But maybe that's not, it should be what comes into your head, not what you look at.
How about Tichu?
That's it. It's Tichu. 100% Tichu. It's a card game. Yep.
Beautiful. We did it. We solved it.
That's
we solved everyone.
Sometimes when you just know. Ooh, this is delightful.
Delightful. I love delightful, Ben.
Okay. Scallop hand roll.
I love myself on scallop.
I just also want to point out we have so many options in here. We may have to do a lightning round at one point,
or we just do another part 2, like
part 2.
Yeah, like
the ones we didn't get to. I feel like before we still have some to go through.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll do. We may have to fish through here, pun intended, to get some marquee things like if California roll doesn't come up, etc.
Okay, so I love myself. A scallop hand roll. I have yet to have a scallop hand roll where I go like, oh, this is great.
I don't know why I like it in hand roll form more than just like a cut roll form. I don't know. Like you can get it as a cut roll, but for some reason in hand roll form, it's so wonderful.
Yeah, no, especially if it's warm. Delightful,
crispy wrap.
Yep,
seaweed.
Let's see, what would be a delightful. So I think again, if I'm just thinking through my process, guys. So delightful game that always makes me smile.
Yeah, always makes you smile.
Delightful game that
or just like when you think of scallop, when you think of a scallop hand roll, what's the game that comes into your mind? I think I know.
You have one? Okay,
but no, it's your turn. You've got to answer it.
For me, I think the game that has never made me not smile is Cassell. Or is that
Castell?
Castell, yeah.
That's a good one. I was going to say Windmill Valley. The windmills, it's whimsy. It's just like lovely.
Love it.
But Castell's a good one. Castell's great, by the way.
Yeah, no, I think it's one where I go like, oh, this is.
Yeah. If you don't know what Castell is a game. I think we actually mentioned it a few weeks ago, but it's a designer who I think has only done that game. I could be wrong, but. You are building towers of humans in the tradition of a sport or not a sport. It's like an activity. It's a thing that happens in Catalonia.
Sure,
where people
towers.
They make human towers, and there's a board game version of it, and it is a great game. I don't know why it has not become more of a thing over the years.
No,
okay,
I think it's great. Oh,
okay.
Is it me or you?
Oh yeah, it's you. Sorry.
All right.
Sorry, I started reaching into the bowl, the sushi bowl, the poke bowl.
Ooh, this is a classic, American classic. Spicy tuna roll.
Oh, spicy tuna roll. Pandemic.
I think that's it.
It's like it's entry. It's like a gateway game.
No, that's perfect.
It's everyone likes it. Everyone will always enjoy Pandemic, but it's not a breeze. You have to you learn.
I think that literally is perfect. I have no notes.
Pandemic.
I have no notes.
Spicy tuna roll. Pandemic.
I have no notes on that.
Okay, I'm gonna hold the bowl up here so you can see it on TV. On TV. This is being telecast.
That's right.
On ABC. Okay. Is Sam Donaldson still alive?
I believe he's alive. I don't think he's an
Kid
actor.
Jennings is no longer with us. But this one's so small. I didn't think. Oh.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna hold. You're not gonna be able to see it, but Uni.
Ooh, this is really good. Because
you like Uni. Tell everyone what Uni is. And
Uni, I could say the polite way, but I'll say it. The Uni are the gonads of a sea urchin.
Yeah.
So that's the specific. That's the scientific way of saying it.
Yes.
It's it has a briny texture, taste,
mushy,
a creamy texture, briny taste. They say it tastes is sea butter. That's what some people will describe it as. I used to think that it tasted a little bit like rubber.
What?
Yeah, but as my palate has acclimated, it tastes like sea rubber.
Sea rubber,
but in a good way. Like,
I love uni. The first time I tried uni was at that all you can eat sushi place, because it used to be that you could get uni, but you only get it one piece. And I remember being at that time, I had never had it before, and I thought, well, this has to be special if it's like you can only have one.
Sure.
So I tried it and I loved it. It is creamy. It tastes of the sea. It just has this lovely, cold, delicate flavor. A lot of people, it's divisive. A lot of people don't like it. That's the word
that's been used. So
it's like, it's a luxury. It's often the most expensive. It's one of the most expensive things you'll find on a sushi menu. I once, at the Hollywood Farmers Market, there's like little various seafood stalls. And one day I went in and they had live Santa Barbara sea urchin, and they just, they open it up and you just, the tendrils, not the tendrils, the spikes are still moving, and you're going in there with a fork and you're just eating it right out of there, and it's divine. But there are people who will absolutely never have it, think it's the most disgusting thing on the planet. So what is that board game?
Food Chain Magnate.
Wow. Okay.
I think it's a complex thing. Like and it's pretty, like, it's a big fish. It's a big sushi choice. And I think, like, in the end, there are people who go like, I'm just not in for it. Like, it's too much.
I'm going to tell you what it is.
Oh, you tell me, please, because you're really good at this.
It's Arcs.
Arcs.
Or maybe it's John Company. It's something that is like, there are people who are like, this game is a work of art.
Is it like, so you're saying it's any Cold Whirly?
But I'm not going to say it's Oath or anything. I'm going to say it's either John. I'm going to say it's John Company because that's even a little bit more. I think it has more of a narrower appeal. Arcs is a little broader, but Arcs. Is it Arcs or is it? I mean, it does. Arcs kind of, the board of Arcs does look like a sea urchin if you think about it. So I'm going to give it to Arcs just on that.
Okay.
But
overridden again. Overridden again, everyone. Justice for Paul.
No. I think you say Food Chain Magnate. Yeah. I'm saying
100%.
Because this is a game that a lot of people love. And I say, like, okay, like, I've only played it twice. I haven't done the campaign, because if it's Arcs, you gotta say this stuff.
Do you have a reverse where you love this game? A lot of people love this game, but there are some people who are anti this game because you're the other way.
Yeah, one that works for me, maybe Tragedy Looper. I think most people really like Tragedy Looper if they're willing. Maybe it is Tragedy Looper. Like, it's this thing that, like, if you're willing to kind of like sit through the teach and understand and go with it, you're going to be like, this is fantastic. But the reason why I say Arcs is because I do think there are people who just don't get it or just don't get the hype like me. And there's some people who are like, this is the best thing ever. So it feels, and I think that there's also, okay, here's why it's more Arcs. Here's why it's not just a game that I like that other people don't like. When it comes to Cold Whirly games, there is like an undertone with Cold Whirly games of like, these are games for intellectual people. Like if I don't love a Cold Whirly game, maybe it's because I'm not smart enough.
Sure.
There's almost like a vibe. It's kind of like this.
You're not a real gamer.
And I'm not saying if you like his games, you are that person. But definitely when you don't love his games, there's just like a vibe in the air. Like, oh, really? And I kind of think Uni lovers probably do the same thing.
Like, you don't really like sushi if you don't like uni. Like
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So,
So what I'm finding actually, what that's really interesting is like, when we pick these fishes or these sushis, or like, I'm going to like what the most reductive element is, like divisive or like, and
then I just override you.
Which is great. It's great. I love it. No, I think this is what chit chat's about.
That's exactly.
Yeah. We got one more each.
One more each,
right.
And then we'll just maybe we'll make it. Do you want to dig in for your last one, or do you want to choose it random? I guess you've already chosen.
It's fine. This is good. California roll. We did it, everyone. We did it.
I think we all. Okay, well, it could be one of two things. Is it Catan, or is it Ticket to Ride, or is it not even those?
Wow, that you've hit it. It is.
I mean, you could say it's Monopoly, but I think that's not even Monopoly.
No. I think it's Ticket to Ride.
I think it's Ticket to Ride, and I think a spicy California roll, Catan. Okay. I just kind of wanted to make sure we got
like you're actually a lot better at this than me.
I think you're good.
I'm just saying, but like, But when you like the last two, like you hit on the like you knew.
I felt like I knew them, but but whatever. I mean,
no.
There's no right answer because we're talking about board games that could be sushi. So that's literally the most objective thing in the world.
Objective. Oh, you're excited.
This is the best last one because all these have been typed out because I printed them out, I should say. And this one I forgot to print out. So I went back and I cut out a square the same size and I wrote it. And I can't believe I got it as the final one because the final one
this
went in.
This is this isn't the Oscars. We don't have an accountant, but
the grand
but this is
finale.
really happening, everyone.
This is good. Okay,
great.
All right. What board game is Fugu, aka Blowfish?
Wow. What board game?
If I could drop the mic, I would.
Boom. What board game might kill you?
Might kill you. Can you tell everyone what Fugu is?
Fugu is known as pufferfish.
Yes.
One of the things that pufferfish does is like it eats a certain algae in the wild and it converts that into toxins that can be found, once again, in its gonads and its liver. It's a very potent neurotoxin. And if you can eat the flesh, it's kind of a translucent white fish, you're fine. But if you even nick some of the gonads or liver, that can like taint the flesh and you can die.
Yeah. Yep. Very, very poor. It's like the risk level is so high that there's only a certain number of sushi chefs who are licensed to be able to serve it.
And although I have not had fugu per se, but like apparently like the best fugu to get is one where you have just enough toxin that you have a little glow around your lips, which is really the choice is a choice there.
That's a choice. Or you could just like put an ice cube. You can suck on an ice cube and get numbed that way.
Yeah. So
too scary.
But you can also have farm fugu, and you don't feed it the algae, and it won't be poisonous.
Oh, is that what? Really?
Yeah, it's only because of it eats this certain algae in the wild. It's like
I have no idea.
It's like what you call it, the blowfish frogs kind of thing. Like like the poison dart frogs. Like they eat these ants and stuff like that, and then they generate the toxins from the poison in the ants.
I had no idea.
But yeah,
I had no idea. So
like I'm not the Discovery Channel. I just
no, but you know so many things
about poisons apparently.
Because I just would have said you have to be careful because you can't get poisoned, but you bring in the whole thing with the algae. Okay, so what board game is Fugu?
So here's where we go full circle. So I think for me, and it's not going to really be this way, it is actually Twilight Imperium.
Yeah.
Because for those who don't know, I'm fairly new to Twilight Imperium.
Yes.
And it seems like every time I play, someone's having a meltdown, and it's rarely me.
Paul literally made someone cry over the weekend when we played it. And so there was some fugu poisoning.
And everyone knew I've had problems with people before. Like if you would like to go onto Game Brain's Discord.
Yeah, this is something that happens with Paul.
And so what happens, I feel like, like if you're going to play Twilight Imperium with me,
you could get nicked.
Like
that toxin could come out. You have to be careful.
Yeah, I think for me, I think that's the one that that it is.
Yeah, I am torn. There's like part of me that like I had this weird instinctual desire to say zombicide.
Zombicide?
Because it's like I don't know. I think it's just because it's like
sure, zombie.
But I think that like fugu is like more. I don't know. It's like it's such a delicacy. It's almost rare, but it's dangerous. Like, do you want to play it? You may get hurt.
Make it hurt in board games.
I don't know. Like, part of me thought, like, is it diplomacy where friendships get killed?
Oh, that's actually very good. That's very good. I like diplomacy.
You know what? Oh, wait a second.
Oh,
it's neither in my mind.
Like neither.
Fugu is a dangerous game. A game that some people just can't hack.
They can't hack.
Much like Cold War Elite. Just kidding. No, Fugu is a game that it can be brutal.
Uh-huh.
It can hurt you You may never, ever want to have it again. You may just never even survive it. You may not even get to the end of it.
Sure.
You may never even get to the end of the game.
I'm loving you. You're building it up, Ben.
Fugu, to me, is 1817.
Wow.
An 18xx game that is simultaneously thrilling and riveting, but could crush you into smithereens. And you have to be able to you have to sit down and say, I am willing to do this. Things may go sour.
Commitment.
That's commitment. Because 18xx has the brutality of a toxin. Like you can get hurt, and 1817 wants to hurt you.
And I had been hurt by 1817.
And you have been hurt by 1817. And it's not something that's going to come to the table easily.
No, it's a choice. It's a strong choice.
It has to be the people have to be willing to do it. They know friendships may not survive it. Stamina may not survive it. You may never go back to 18xx ever again, but it requires a certain thing. So to me, Fugu is 1817.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I think that's great. I think,
I think we discovered certain truths. We have a lot of things, a lot of sushi in the bowl, but that's okay because you know what?
We'll do a part 2.
We can do a part 2, maybe even a part 3. There's actually, I really put down a lot in here.
You went and got all the sushis.
I got all the sushi. But it's time for us to get sushi.
Oh yeah.
I'm very excited. Thank you to everyone who listened and watched. Remember to subscribe. Just hit the button down there. And if you're watching it where there's no subscribe button, then follow links and whatever to get to the subscribe. Just subscribe. Make our lives happier.
Yeah.
And
write down what fishes you think.
Be sure to weigh in on where we were wrong and where we were right.
Because although we might think these are objective, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it comes from our perspective as gamers of what we know, what the type of games that we play. But there are people that play, minis. People play Warhammer. People play, Mansions of Madness and everything. All these different games. So I definitely want to hear where people land on this great sushi discussion of 2025.
Great sushi spectrum.
Wow, what a fun table scraps, Paul.
Yeah, well, scraps, food, tables, it's all happening here. And be number 62 to subscribe.
Table scraps.
Table scraps.